Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. May it bless you all. Today, Mahāsatipațțhāna Sutta, this is the 32 session. I guess in this way. We started Iriya, patha, Pabba, or the four posture meditation last day. Now, I explained that day also how to practice this Iriya, patha meditation, because through this Iriya, patha meditation, not only do this Iriya, patha meditation, whole Mahāsatipațțhāna Sutta, we have misleading, misunderstanding in the community. So therefore, you need to know the very correct way according to the Buddha's teaching. In this, so I correct you in Anapanasati meditation, how to practice Anapanasati meditation up to 4th jhana, and thereafter, how to practice up to Nibbana. In this Iriyapatha section also, I explain in this way. This Iriyapatha section for the Vipassana meditation, not for the Samatha meditation. You just, this is the most important thing here to understand. This is for the Vipassana meditation. So Vipassana meditation, you know, for the both Samathayanika and Samathayanika, that means jhana-based meditator, as well as Vipassana Yanika, Suddha Vipassana Yanika, or the Sukha Vipassana Yanika, or non-jhana-based meditator, pure insight meditator, in other words. Now this Iriyapatha section, so therefore I need to explain again how the Suddha Vipassaka goes in this path, and how the Samathayanika Vipassaka, jhana-based meditator, in what way he also goes in this path. So first of all, we go to Iriyapatha Pabba in Mahāsatipațțhāna Sutta Desana Pali. Again, I will go very quickly. Punaca param bhikkhave Iriyapatha Kayanupassana Iriyapatha Pabbam, number 375. And Punaca param bhikkhave bhikkhu gacchanto va gacchami iti pajanati, titho va titom hiti pajanati, nisino va nisinom hiti pajanati, sayano va sayanom hiti pajanati, yatha yatha va panasakayo panihito hoti tatha tathanam pajanati. This is the Buddha's explanation here for the Iriyapatha section. When again bhikkhu, when the while going or while walking, he just know I'm walking, and while stood, he just knows that I stood, and while sat down, he just know I sat down, and while lying down, he just know I'm lying down. That is the four posture. And yatha yathava panasakayo panihito hoti tatha tathanam pajanati. In whatever way his body is placed or directed, he just understand accordingly. That tatha tathanam pajanati. So he just understand, mean just that day we explained this is not the just non-meditator, non-vipassana meditator, or just like a dog, cat, and something like that, walking. So this is the vipassana meditators walking. So therefore, we need to know how to practice up to this level by for both Suddha Vipassaka and the Samathayanika Vipassaka. I think you are knowing this term, Suddha Vipassaka and the Samathayanika Vipassaka. Suddha Vipassaka means the pure insight meditator, and Samathayanika meditator means the meditator who is doing Vipassana meditation based on the jhana. And Suddha Vipassaka meditator, that means non-jhana based meditator. Anyway, I will first explain how to practice this Iriya Pabba for the non-jhana based meditator or the pure insight meditator in Pali. Sorry, Suddha Vipassana. How Suddha Vipassana can lead up to Nibbana. This is the way. Suddha Vipassana, he doesn't produce jhana, and then he must produce 4-element meditation. Chatu Dhatu Avatthana meditation. 4-element meditation. In the Chatu Dhatu Avatthana meditation, 4-element mean Apo, Patavi Dhatu, Apo Dhatu, Tejo Dhatu, and Vayo Dhatu. That means earth element, water element, fire element, and wind element. So, these Patavi element has 6 characteristics: hardness, roughness, heaviness, smoothness, softness, and lightness. And Apo Dhatu, or the water element, has 2 characteristics: flowing and cohesion. As well as Tejo Dhatu, or the temperature element or fire element, you have 2 characteristics: heat and the cold, or warmth and the cold. And Vayo also, or the wind element, you have 2 characteristics: pushing and the supporting. I discussed this thing in the Anapana section. If you want to know, in the newcomer, if you want to know, please follow that Dhamma Desana, which I had discussed, or I had taught you in the previous lectures. So now, taking those 12 characteristics, you need to produce this 4-element meditation as a Suddha Vipassaka. If you, as a Suddha Vipassaka, I'm talking about the Suddha Vipassaka. So Suddha Vipassaka must practice 4-element meditation up to its Rupa Kalapa stage. And not only that, he must practice 4-element in each Rupa Kalapa. Rupa Kalapa means the minute particles or the subatomic particles. This 4-element meditation also will give a Samadhi light. Samadhi light, very brilliant and bright Samadhi light, which is radiant. Through this Samadhi light in front of you, only you can see the Rupa Kalapa, or the subatomic particles, minute particles, teeny tiny particles, like a pinhead, more small than the pinhead. So you need to analyze this for element in the Rupa Kalapa, because these Rupa Kalapa, every arise and passing away very, very quickly. So therefore, your meditation mind, you should speed your meditation mind to see this Rupa Kalapa before vanishing, arising, and before vanishing. You need to discern your Patavi element. How to discern? Using the Sabhava Lakkana, natural features, hardness, roughness, heaviness, like natural features. And then as well as you need to find out your Apo Dhatu, Tejo Dhatu, and Vayo Dhatu also. And thereafter you need to practice Rupa Kammatthana. Rupa Kammatthana means your 32 parts of the body, and what Rupa, or the what type of materiality. For example, what type of Rupa Kalapa you have seen in all 32 parts, as well as your 6 sense doors, you need to analyze up to Rupa Kalapa stage and up to the Paramattha stage thereafter. And then you need to understand Kammaja Rupa, Chittaja Rupa, Uttaja Rupa, and the Aharaja Rupa. Thereafter, this is the Rupa Kammatthana, or defining your materiality aggregate. And based on this materiality aggregate, only Suddha Vipassaka can practice his Nama Paricheda Jnana, mentality definition knowledge. And then thereafter, if you practice Nama and Rupa Paricheda Jnana, that means mentality, materiality definition knowledge. And then thereafter you need to this is the actually what is this Nama, mentality and materiality definition knowledge mean? Your 5 aggregate. your roof aggregate, your feeling aggregate, your perception aggregate, your formation aggregate, and your consciousness aggregate. So those 5 aggregates, not only you need to discern these 5 aggregates, you need to discern the causes for these 5 aggregates. What are the causes? Buddha said this causes is in your first fast life. So you need to go to first fast life and you need to find out your causes. What are the causes? According to the Buddha's teaching, there are 5 causes. Avijja, tanha, upadana, sankhara, and kamma. Avijja means ignorance, and tanha, craving, upadana, clinging, sankhara is the volitional formation, and mind is consciousness is the and then volitional formation, and then you have kamma sati or karmic power. So those are the 5 causes which because of which your 5 aggregate arise in this life. So therefore you need to understand, you need to go to see your first past life, and then you find out these causes of 5 aggregate of this present life, and then you need to practice your future lives also. Up to Nibbana, you need to go up to Nibbana, your future lives. And now you have 3 lives: past lives, your present life, and the future lives. So now you need to take the causal relationship of this past life and this present life and the future life. And thereafter you need to practice many past life and this life, and taking this life and your future lives for the cause, to discern the causal relationship. That is the paticca samuppada. So then paticca samuppada is the samudaya satya. So your 5 aggregate are dukkha satya. Those are the object of vipassana for the everybody, not only to the samatayana vipassaka, not only to the sutta vipassaka, for the everybody. So after having this thing, this object, you need to practice again lakhanadi chatukka. Lakhana, rasa, paccupatthana, and padatthana for every materiality, for every mentality. Lakhana mean the characteristic, rasa mean the function, paccupatthana is the manifestation of each materiality and mentality and their causes to you, and the other one is the proximate cause or the padatthana. And thereafter you need to practice vipassana. So vipassana starting from the sammasana jnana stage. In the sammasana jnana, you take the dukkha satya dhamma or samudaya satya dhamma, because now you are having tools. Dukkha satya dhamma as the vipassana objects, samudaya satya dhamma as vipassana objects. So taking these objects, you can do vipassana as anicca dukkha anatta by emphasizing your upada titi bhanga phases of the each materiality and mentality and their causes. And thereafter, if you finish this sammasana jnana stage, then you need to practice udayavaya jnana. Udayavaya jnana means taking same dukkha satya dhamma and the samudaya satya dhamma separately. Because why I am telling separately, you can't focus dukkha satya dhamma and the samudaya satya dhamma simultaneously. So therefore, you need to take that separately, and then take separately this dukkha satya dhamma and samudaya satya dhamma. If you take one object, dukkha satya or the samudaya satya dhamma, you can see their arise and passing away. And now you just forget about your standing phase or the titi phase, and only you need to focus arising and passing away phases. So therefore, udaya vaya. Arising is udaya, vaya means the passing away. If you practice this meditation, and then you need to practice bhanga jnana stage. What is the bhanga jnana? Dissolution knowledge. You need to now you need to practice by seeing, by emphasizing your only only your passing away phase only. Emphasizing passing away phase only. You need to practice vipassana. as anicca dukkha anatta. Or impermanence phenomena, dukkha phenomena, that means suffering phenomena, and the non-self phenomena. You need to practice many times. And then you need to practice this many times, and thereafter, if you practice in this way as a Suddha Vipassaka, then your Vipassana Jnana matures up to Nibbana. Thereafter, achieving many different knowledges. For example, thereafter you have Bhaya Jnana, Adinava Jnana, then Nibbida Jnana, Munjita Kammeta Jnana, Patisankha Jnana, Sankarupeka Jnana, and thereafter you have Anuloma Jnana, and then Gotrabhu Jnana, and then take the Nibbana subject by the mind, Magga Jnana, and path knowledge. And thereafter take the Nibbana as subject by the Phala Jnana, and then everything you need to review by the Paccavakkana Jnana. You need to review your Nibbana, what is your path and provision knowledge, and what are the defilement that you have, and what are the defilement you eliminated, like that. Every 5 things you need to find out. That is the Paccavakkana Jnana. So this is the Suddha Vipassaka, how to go to Nibbana. This is the way to Suddha Vipassaka in the Iriya, patha, Pabba also. And how to go to Samatyanika Vipassaka? Samatyanika Vipassaka who has jhana tool. So, taking this jhana attainment, you need to practice 4 element meditation. You need to practice as a jhana, as a Suddha jhana based meditator, or the Samatyanika Vipassaka. You need to practice based on this 4th jhana, especially Anapana 4th jhana, or whatever the 4th jhana you achieve. You need to practice 4 element meditation. And there, so see now, Suddha Vipassaka directly want to practice 4 element meditation. This meditator, Samatyanika Vipassaka, after achieving the jhana, he want to practice this meditation, 4 element meditation. So this 4 element meditation is very important meditation for all, if they want to attain Nibbana. And then now, now you need to practice in the same way as Suddha Vipassaka. Now you want to practice materiality meditation, mentality meditation, and then their course meditation, Paccaya Pariggaha Jnana, and thereafter Vipassana up to Nibbana. So, for example, if you practice at least up to Sankarupeka knowledge, only you can practice this Iriya, patha, Pabba. Only you can practice this Iriya, patha, Pabba if you practice up to that level. So that day we discuss about how you while walking, how you practice Vipassana. So now, you know, standing and walking, we have standing and walking postures. Now you can see in your standing position, you and if you want to walk, or if you want to go, so what you want to do, there arise mind, there arise in the heart, there arise mind that I want to go, oh I shall go, oh I'm going. Now that means that such type of mind there must be arisen. And thereafter, what happened? Your mind in the heart that I shall go, or I shall walk, and then that mind, you know, that mind mean mind and the mental factor. So that mind taking the walking object. Walking is the object now. Walking is the object. So taking the walking object, and then that mind produce many billions of mind-born materiality. That mind-born materiality is predominant in Vayu element. Oh, Vayu element. Vayu element means wind element. And those things, now you have this wind element predominant materiality, uncountable. This is the many billions of materiality now arise by the mind. So now those spreads or diffuse towards the lower limb. You can understand these red arrows. They diffuse towards the lower limb. Diffuse mean because mind produce many billions of mind bone materiality, which is predominant in bio element, and that means that can go towards the lower limb. That means because of many billions of mind bone materiality, only they diffuse. So what is called chitta kiriya vayu dhatu vipara in Pali, that is what is called diffusion of this materiality towards the lower limb. That is what is called, because of the mind, because of the wind element, and they diffuse towards lower limb. And thereafter, what happened? While diffusing, they are produce this wind element predominant vayo rupa kalapa produce kaya vinyati, or the bodily intimation they produce. And because of that reason, this bodily intimation cause forward moving of your body. So therefore, that is the walking. So this walking, now how you want to practice vipassana by using this method? This is the course. How you want to what happened? This is the thing happen in the body. Sorry, but before you want to understand, so these materiality that diffuse towards the lower limb and starting from the heart, these materiality what is called carrying materiality, because this is the materiality which carry your body. So therefore, carry your body walking or some another position also. So therefore, that is the carrying materiality. And this carrying materiality, now you have carrying materiality, but while you are walking, you can hear sound, and you can touch the floor. And if you having something in the mouth, that means that door is also working. Your tongue door also working. And if you smell something outside or somewhere, then you can that door, nose door also working. So that means while walking, you another sense door also open. Not only mind door, sense door also opening. So these sense door are the 5 door mental processes, and these 5 door mental processes also produce these 5 door mental processes based on the heart base, arising on the heart base. They also produce mind bone materiality. But that mind bone materiality, or even bhavanga mind, in between the chitta viti you have bhavanga mind, and this bhavanga mind also produce mind bone materiality. Those mind bone materiality now cannot spread or cannot diffuse towards the lower limb, because they have no chance to spread there. Keep in mind, this is very important. So they are in the upper part of the body. For example, this is the white part of the body, head, neck, and upper limb. They are there. No chance to arise in the lower limbs. So therefore, that is what is called appadhana rupa, or the being carried materiality. So being carried materiality contains, so therefore Kammaja Rupa also contain, Chittaja Rupa also contain, because mind born materiality also contain, and then temperature born materiality, and even Aharaja born materiality, nutriment born materiality also there. So now you need to understand, you have 2 types of materiality: being carried materiality, being carried materiality. So this is your Rupa Khanda. Because now you know, while walking, your all 5 aggregate are working. How it happens? You need to understand what is 5 aggregate now. What is 5 aggregate? So now you know your being carried mentality and carried mentality are the mentality aggregate. And then what are the mentality aggregate? You have the mind. There arise mind that I wanna work. Like that. Mind arise. That mind has Vedana aggregate. So Vedana Chetasika. That is your Vedana aggregate. And that mind has Sanya aggregate or the perception aggregate. Perception, Chetasika, that is the perception aggregate. And then that mind has another materiality, that mind has another mentality, what is called another Chetasika. All Chetasika are the Sankhara Kanda or the formation aggregate. And that consciousness, thought like I want to go or I want to walk, that consciousness is the consciousness aggregate. So therefore, while walking, you need to see these all five aggregate, and then you will need to practice vipassana. This is the way how to practice vipassana. So how now you want to practice? Okay, now practice is depend on this is the way, this is the mechanism here according to the Buddha's teaching, and then we will go to how you want to practice. We will go to again our Mahāsatipațțhāna Sutta, what it say in the Desana Pali. In the Desana Pali. You can see now. Iti ajjatangva kaye kayanupassi vihirati, bahiddhava kaye kayanupassi vihirati, ajjata bahiddhava kaye kayanupassi vihirati. To practice this up to this level, you need to practice up to Sankharopeka level. Otherwise, you cannot. Otherwise, you cannot practice this thing. Okay, then let's go to our Mahāsatipațțhāna Sutta Atthakatha. Iti ajjatangva iti evam attanova chatu iriyapata pariggahanena kaye kayanupassi vihirati. What is the meaning? Iti ajjatangva mean attanova chatu iriyapata pariggahanena. That means within you or in interior or internal of you, chatu iriyapata, your four body postures, pariggahanena, taking your four body postures inside of you, within you. That is the ajjatangva. That means you need to practice this meditation in you also. Not only that, bahiddhavati parasava chatu iriyapata pariggahanena. So if you practice in you only, in your materiality and mentality only, you cannot reach up to Nibbana. So therefore, Bahidha also you need to practice. Bahidha means outside of the meditator. Outside of the meditator also, you need to practice all four postures of the others. Now, how you want to get all four postures of the others? If you practice your postures, for example, if you practice your walking posture, and you know what is the mechanism, what materiality they arise, what the mentality they arise, and then you know in your materiality and mentality, and then how to practice. You go to the walking path and close your eyes. You go to the walking path and go close to your eyes, and then enter into the, as a samatayanic vipassaka, enter into the fourth jhana of the anapanasati meditation, or whatever jhana you achieve, and re-establish your jhana concentration for a while, or 5 minutes, or 10 minutes, or whatever the time. According to your power of the meditation, you can adjust your time, and thereafter emerge from that jhana as a samathayanika vipassaka. And then the emerging from jhana, then what you want to do, you just slowly, very slowly, you need to go forward. Very, very slowly, you rise your or lift your one foot, and then try to move forward. And that means there are in the mind, in the heart, there arise, I want to go, like thought, there arise. So that thought produce bio-element predominant materiality, and they diffuse towards the lower limb. And thereafter, what happened? You now need to meditate. Very quickly, you need to practice 4 element. Because now you know the materiality, those materiality diffuse towards the lower limb, and you analyze very quickly these materiality. This materiality mean mind-born materiality. How many in within one Rupa Kalapa you have 8 types of materiality. Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayo, Vanna, Gandha, Rasa, Oja. Earth element, water element, fire element, wind element, color, odor, flavor, nutritive essence. So those type of materiality you have. And then you can see this materiality, and they have, because of the bio predominant, that means strength wise bio predominant. So last day we explained, I explained to you, and now you can see you are walking, and you can see in the lower limb, you can see bodily intimation also within this Rupa Kalapa. You can see different types of special or unique type of movement. So that movement is the bodily intimation. So then you have 9 types of materiality, but this bodily intimation is the materiality. Buddha said no need to take vipassana on the bodily intimation. So you just take the 8 types of materiality only, and then you can see these materiality arise and passing away very, very quickly. So then you focus those materiality while going slowly. You want to move while closing the eye, right? And then you practice vipassana as anicca for a long time, dukkha for a long time, anatta for a long time. So that's how you want to practice as a samatayanic vipassaka in this meditation. And Suddha Vipassaka, how practice Suddha Vipassaka? Suddha Vipassaka also, he need to start from the starting point of the walking path, and he want to close his eye or her eye and re-establish 4 element meditation up to Rupa Kalapa stage, and thereafter 4 element. You need to descend 4 element very quickly. Because power of your meditation as a Suddha Vipassaka, then what happened? You can develop your 4 element meditation very quickly within 1 minute or less than that. You can develop up to Rupa Kalapa stage, and then you need to analyze this Rupa Kalapa very quickly. And then you have Upachara concentration, the light of the Upachara concentration. Through this light, you can see, now you want to make decision that I want to move, I want to walk, like thought you you want to think like that. Then slowly move one foot, slowly move, and then that means try to walk. And then you can see starting from your mind in the heart, many billions of Rupa Kalapa arise there, and they diffuse towards the lower limb. So those are the carrying materiality. So this carrying materiality also you need to analyze, like I said for the Samatayanic Vipassaka, and then practice Vipassana as anicca dukkha anatta. But this meditation also not enough. You need to practice both Samatayanika and Suddha Vipassaka, taking your being carried materiality also. So where is your being carried materiality? In the trunk and upper limb and head and neck. So then focus those things. You have 4 types of materiality there. Your karma born materiality, mind born materiality, temperature born materiality, and as well as your aharaja born materiality. So they take all materiality at a glance, and then practice vipassana, and then you need to very quickly discern the 4 elements in being carried materiality also. So then you can, now you are very confident, because you are seeing 4 great element, and then every element, every element. And thereafter you need to practice meditation as anicca for a long time, dukkha for a long time, while walking, and anatta for a long time till nibbana. So that's the way. And not only that, thereafter you take both materiality, being carried materiality as well as carrying materiality. and focus both materiality, and then take vipassana by contemplating as anicca for a long time, dukkha for a long time, anatta for a long time. But this discernment also not enough to attain nibbana, because you did only for you, your materiality and mentality only you did vipassana. So then Buddha said you need to focus bahidha. So that's why bahidha meditation very important to realize the nibbana. So now we are how you want to practice vipassana on the others, that mean outside of you. You just focus in this way. You just focus walking, because you cannot see any beings in the outside also. You now you are, while you are walking, you can understand there is no being, there is no I, there is no mind, there is no myself. So therefore, in the same way, because every materiality and the mentality only you can see, those are always arise, always passing away. So therefore, you cannot see beings in the outside also. They are also materiality and mentality. But this Atakatha says this discernment must be general. General means, for example, you cannot focus any beings. Actually, in the beginning, you can focus, like in the very beginning of this vipassana meditation, you can focus somebody. And if your vipassana knowledge mature, then you can see any beings or any living beings or any persons. So therefore, you need to just focus walking, right? Walking only you need to just focus. Then whoever who walks in the outside of you, then that materiality and mentality comes into you, to your Chatudahatu Vavatthana meditation, Upachara concentration for the Suddha Vipassaka, and for the Jhana Samadhi or Jhana concentration to the Samathayanika Vipassaka, those materiality of the outside will display in your Jhana light for the Samathayanika and the Upachara light for the Suddha Vipassaka. So then it is very clear now you can meditate focusing them as anicca for a long time, dukkha for a long time, and anatta for a long time. This is the way. And now sometimes you can then again you need to go in this way. Ajjatta bahidda vati. What is the ajjatta bahidda? Kalena attano, kalena parasa. Parasa means the others outside of you, right? And kalena attano, that means sometimes you can after finishing the bahidha discernment and the contemplation as anicca dukkha anatta, then sometimes you do in you, taking your materiality, you practice vipassana. And then again, for example, let's say like 15 minutes you did the vipassana in you, and 15 minutes then you focus the outside walking positions, and then walking position come to you not as a sammuti, it comes as a paramattha, and then practice vipassana for them, for the bahidha. Now, we can say for them, because why? You cannot see beings or the living beings or the person. So therefore, only bahidha walking position only you can see. And now this is the ajjatta and bahidha. Ajjatta bahidha, I mean sometimes you can practice in taking your materiality, and sometimes practice taking outside materiality. So outside, but outside living materiality only. You practice on outside tree, outside mountain, like that. You cannot practice. Okay, this is the practice here. This is the practice here. And thereafter, let's move to samudaya dhammanupassiva kayasmin viharati. And then samudaya dhammanupassiva kayasmin viharati. Vaya dhammanupassiva kayasmin viharati. Samudaya vaya dhammanupassiva kayasmin viharati. Now you know, I told you this samudaya dhammanupassiva kayasmin viharati Vaya Dhammanupassiva Kayasmin Viharati, Samudaya Vaya Dhammanupassiva Kayasmin Viharati. Those are the 3 stages of Vipassana. What are they? Because what is the Samudaya Dhammanupassiva Kayasmin Viharati? That means arising phenomena. Arising phenomena, by focusing arising phenomena in the body, you need to practice Vipassana as Anicca Dukkha Anatta. That is the Samudaya Dhammanupassiva. And then Vaya Dhammanupassiva means passing away phenomena of your Dukkha Satya Dhamma and the Samudaya Satya Dhamma. Passing away of the phenomena, passing away of the phenomena, you need to practice as Anicca Dukkha Anatta. So that is the Vaya Dhammanupassi. And then Samudaya Vaya Dhammanupassiva. Sometimes taking Udaya or the rising phenomena, and sometimes taking passing away phenomena. Yeah, you need to practice Vipassana up to Arahantship. Right? So that means that we have 3 stages. What are the 3 stages in Vipassana here? But before practice this thing, you need to understand. That means now you know this is the Udayabhaya Jnana stage. Buddha mentioned here Udayabhaya Jnana stage. Now, for example, if you have Udayabhaya Jnana stage, but you need to practice Sammasana Jnana stage. Before that, you have Sammasana Jnana stage, or the clear comprehension. Yeah, no, Sammasana, comprehension knowledge. That means focusing all 3 phases. Upada, Titi, Banga, all 3 phases of the mentality and materiality, you need to practice Vipassana. That is Sammasana Jnana stage. And before Sammasana Jnana stage also, if you cannot practice Paccaya Pariggaha Jnana, that means your Vipassana is not the true Vipassana. So that means you need to practice Paccaya Pariggaha Jnana, cause discernment knowledge, you need to practice. So therefore here you have 3 knowledges. I shown this by in the last day. This is the slide. Iriya, patha, Pabba. You have Samudaya Dhammanupassiva Kayasmin Viharati, Vaya Dhammanupassiva Kayasmin Viharati, Samudaya Vaya Dhammanupassiva Kayasmin Viharati. So Buddha mentioned directly 4th jnana, Udayabhaya Jnana. But you know, before Udayabhaya Jnana, you need to practice Sammasana Jnana, you need to practice Paccaya Pariggaha Jnana. So therefore, here you have 3 stages of Vipassana Jnana. So don't skip any Vipassana Jnana. If you skip, your meditation is not conducive to the Nibbana. Okay, now let's go our Desana Pali. Desana Pali. And then let's go to Attakatha. Now, what is the meaning here? Samudaya Dhammanupassivāti Ādisu Pana Avijja Samudaya Rupa Samudayo Adi Rupa Samudayoti Adina Nayana Panchaha Karehi Rupa Kandasa Samudayocha Vayocha Nihari Tabbo. Oh, what is the meaning? This Samudaya Dhammanupassiva so on things, in this so on thing, now you know what actually in the Iti Ajattanva section. In the Iti Ajattanva section, you need to practice only proximate causes and condition only. For example, while you are walking, what are the proximate cause? Your mind walking, the thoughts that arise, that saying I want to go. That mind is the proximate cause. And then that mind produce Vayu element predominant Rupa Kalapa, that is also proximate cause. And not only that, if you cannot produce, I told, your Bhavanga mind cannot produce, Bhavanga mind also produce mind-born materiality, and then the 5 sense doors also produce mind-born materiality. That means 5 sense door mental processes also produce mind-born materiality. So these mind-born materiality cannot produce bodily intimation. So that means Kaya Vinyati. They can produce Kaya Vinyati. So that means those materiality, those materiality, mind-born materiality, are not the proximate cause for this. So therefore, whatever the materiality, carried materiality, keep it in mind, the carried materiality only produce Kaya Vinyati. So if you see the Kaya Vinyati, you can If you see the kaya vinyati, that means kaya vinyati also a proximate cause. So now basically you have three proximate causes: your mind and mind-born materiality and kaya vinyati. So these are the proximate cause, and focusing those only you can practice vipassana in the iti ajatangva section. But for this samudaya vaya dhammanupassiva section, you need to practice not the proximate cause, distant cause also. So taking distant cause. Now, what are the distant cause? Buddha said, for this five aggregate I mentioned before also, for this five aggregate, what are your distant causes? Those were in your past life, first past life. So what are they? Avidya, ignorance, craving, your tanha, and upadana, your clinging, and sankhara, formation, and kamma sakti, or the what called karmic power. So those are the causes. Those are the causes mean those are the distant causes. So in this samudaya dhammanupassiva section, you need to find out these things. That means actually you find out now, if you do the pache parigha jnana, so you find out these things. And thereafter, if you practice sammasana jnana and the udeva jnana, you just want to go to your first fast life and take this avidya chittaviti, you have avidya. And then take avidya and then practice vipassana as anicca dukkha anatta. So not only avidya, because the avidya samudaya rupa samudayoti adina nayena. Right? Avidya. So for example, now you can practice because of the avidya is the cause, or avidya arising, and then because of avidya rising of the avidya, your rupa rise. Rupa samudaya. Avidya samudaya means because of the rising of the avidya. Rupa samudaya, your materiality arise. What materiality? Carrying materiality arise. Being carried materiality arise. Carrying materiality arise, being carried materiality arise. So therefore, in this way you need to practice. And then what is the other? Tanha, because of the tanha. For example, avidya samudaya, rupa samudaya, tanha samudaya, rupa samudaya, and upadana samudaya, rupa samudaya, and then sankhara samudaya, rupa samudaya, kamma samudaya, rupa samudaya. Like that you want to take. In this way, practice leads to nibbana. Not only that, not only you, but you need to practice the others also. The others mean Bahidha also, you need to practice this thing also. So in this way, so then we can complete this sentence. Samudaya dhammanupassivati adi supana avidya samudaya rupa samudayoti adina nayena panchaha karehi rupakandasa samudayocha vayocha niharitabbo. Not only arising, panchaha karehi mean five, by way of five things: avidya, tanha, upadana, sankhara, kamma. Those are the five things. So taking those things, you need to practice vipassana by focusing arising phase only. And then vayochani haritabbo. For example, vayochani haritabbo mean in this way: avidya nirodha, rupa nirodho. In this way, for example, now if your avidya cease in the first past life, then your rupa nirodha, or the rupa also cease. And tanha nirodha, rupa nirodho. In this way, discernment also you should do. So that is the vayochani haritabbo. Vayocha also should be brought. Vayo mean passing away also you should practice. So therefore, this is the meaning here. Tang hi sandahaya ida samudaya dhammanupassiva iti adi uttang. Because of that reason, for that this samudaya dhammanupassiva so on, Buddha mentioned in this Mahāsatipațțhāna Sutta. So that means you need to practice. Basically, here you need to practice causal udevaya. Causal udevaya. Causal udevaya means that is what is called Pacchaya Udayabbaya Jnana, right? Pacchaya Udayabbaya Jnana. And then Buddha mentioned Kanato Udayabbaya Jnana, Pacchayato Udayabbaya Jnana, and Kanato Udayabbaya Jnana. Here it is not mentioned. It is mentioned in the Visuddhimagga and the other Atthakatha, right? Even in the Patisampida Magga also, you have Kanato Udayabbaya and Pacchayato Udayabbaya. What is the Kanato Udayabbaya and Pacchayato Udayabbaya? You just at least even take this name. Pacchayato Udayabbaya means this is the distant factors, distant the causes and condition, distant causes and condition for this rupa aggregate, for this feeling aggregate, for this perception aggregate, for this sankhara aggregate, and for this vijnana aggregate. So that the pacchaya means the past causes, distant past causes, and you need to practice. And Kanato Udayabbaya means, for example, while you are meditating on the four body postures, you need to khana after khana. That means movement after movement. For example, now you know movement after movement means in this way. Now you know there arise materiality. That means bio element predominant materiality there arise, and then for what is the cause for this materiality? Mind. Your mind is the cause. So therefore you need to practice in this way. Mind is the cause, and in this way you want to practice. And then there arise mind in the heart base. Then what is the proximate cause to the mind to arise? Heart base is the cause. And then your mind arise. To arise mind, what are the causes? Your chetasika and other mental factors and the heart base. So in this way, Kanato, or the momentary Udayabbaya also you should practice in this section, Samudaya Dhammanupassiva section. So if you practice in this way, then they say Atti Kayotiva Panasati Adi Butta Sadisameva. After Samudaya Vayadhammanupassi section, the next slide, you have Atti Kayotiva. Atti Kayotiva Panasati Pachupattita Hoti. The next slide, another slide. Now here. Now, Atti Kayotiva left side, you go to the left side. Atti Kayotiva Panasasati Pachupattita Hoti Yavadeva Jnana Mattaya Patisati Mattaya. That means, what is the meaning of here? That means, if you practice Udayabbaya Jnana stage in this way, whatever I told you, in this way, if you practice Udayabbaya Jnana, you are eligible to practice Bhanga Jnana. Bhanga Jnana means takes your all mentality and the materiality. That means Dukkha Satya Dhamma and the Samudaya Satya Dhamma as an object for the vipassana, and then you need to emphasize only a dissolution phase or a passing away phase or disappearing phase of the mentality, materiality and their causes, and then practice vipassana as anicca dukkha anatta. That is what is called Bhanga Jnana. Bhanga Jnana. Thereafter you have Bhaya Jnana, Adinava Jnana, Nibbida Jnana, Munchitu Kammata Jnana, Patisankha Jnana, Sankharupeka Jnana. Actually, up to Sankharupeka Jnana here, Buddha mentioned as Atti Kayotiva Panasasati Pachupattita Hoti. That means Bhanga Jnana up to Sankharupeka Jnana. I told you in this Sankharupeka Jnana stage, Sankharupeka Jnana, you can see only Paramattha Dhamma only. You can't see any Rupa Kalapa or Nama Kalapa. Only Paramattha Dhamma only you can see. And this Sankharupeka stage, your concentration, what is your concentration? Kanika Samadhi. Your concentration is Kanika Samadhi. Before also your concentration Kanika Samadhi. Starting of the Vipassana, your concentration become Kanika Samadhi. Not the Jhana Samadhi. Not the Upachara Samadhi of the 4-element meditation as a Suddha Vipassaka. So this is the Kanika Samadhi. This is very huge concentration, not the simple concentration. Very huge concentration than the other samadhi, previous samadhi. Now you enter into very huge samadhi, very brilliant, very bright. So now if you practice up to Sankaropeka, then your mind bends towards the Nibbana. That is the Anuloma Jnana, conformity knowledge. Your mind bends towards the Nibbana. That means while practicing in this way, if you attain to the Sankaropeka Jnana, then you cannot, thereafter, you up to now, you can see your mentality, materiality, and their causes as while you are practicing as Ananchadu Kanatha, only by seeing Banga stage or your dissolution stage or your passing away stage of the materiality and mentality or their causes. So you can see furthermore, there comes a time there you cannot see any nama and rupa. So at that time, after Sankaropeka, you cannot see any nama and rupa. Then your Anuloma Jnana bends towards Nibbana and takes the Nibbana as object by the Gotrabhu Jnana. Because if you cannot see your nama rupa in front of you, that means your nama rupa, your object cease now. Because of this cessation of the object, another peaceful object comes into you. Now, only peaceful object you have, that is the Nibbana. Nibbana comes to you because of your power of the meditation. Your object now vanish. So therefore, Nibbana comes as an object. So therefore, therefore your Anuloma Jnana bends towards the Nibbana, but don't take the Nibbana as an object. Still Namarupa, right? Still Namarupa. That means this Anuloma, Sankaropeka Jnana and Anuloma Jnana are very quickly happening jnanas. And then after Gotrabhu Jnana takes the Nibbana as the object, and then there arise Magga Jnana. Magga Jnana takes the Nibbana as object, and the Phala Jnana takes the Nibbana as subject. So then, in this way, meditation is the real meditation. Now you know Atti Kayotiva Panasasati Pachupatita Hoti. That means Atti Kayotiva Panasasati Pachupatita Hoti means the meaning is mindfulness that there is the body is established in him, and in what extent? To an extent merely necessary for the knowledge and the mindfulness. Yavadeva Jnana Mattaya and Patissati Mattaya. Because now you cannot see beings or living beings or the person in you also. So therefore only Jnana or the wisdom or only Sati, no being, no anybody, no living being, no any persons. So therefore that is the Sankaropeka power. That is the Sankaropeka power. And then thereafter, you know, Anisitocha Viharati. Now this meditator dwells independent. Why independent? Because if he attain Magga and Phala by the Arahant path knowledge and the fruition knowledge, he doesn't attach to anything in your five aggregate, in the five aggregate. And Anisitocha Viharati Nachakinchi Loke Upadiyati. Upadiyati means cling. He doesn't take anything in clinging in the loke. Loke means your five aggregate world. Your five aggregate world also, in the outside of the five aggregate world, he doesn't take anything cling. So therefore, that means this is the Arahant path knowledge and the fruition knowledge. So we discussed this thing in the Anapanasati section also along the same line. And now we will go to so therefore Atti Kayotiva Panasati Adi Butta Sadisameva. Those are said in Anapanasati section. Again I explain to you. Chatu Iriyapata Parigahika Sati Dukkha Satchang. What is the Chatu Iriyapata Parigahika Sati Dukkha Satchang? Now you know this is the meditation for the realization of the Four Noble Truths. So therefore, they mention every time what is the Four Noble Truth you attain. Like that they explain. Idahapi means in this Iriyapata section also. Chatu Iriyapata Parigahika Sati, the mindfulness which discerns the four forces of the body. that is the dukkha satya. That means four postures, mindfulness mean, but mindfulness, what takes the as four postures? Five aggregate. Mindfulness focus the five aggregate. What are the five aggregate? I told before also. What are the five aggregate? The five aggregate are your carrying materiality and being carrying materiality are the dukkha satya Dhamma. And then, but your mind and the mental factors are also dukkha satya Dhamma. Because now current mind or the present mind and the mental factors. So therefore, here mentioned sati only. So the mindfulness that discern the four postures, that is the dukkha satya. That means five aggregate are the dukkha satya. In other words, tassa samuttapika purima tanha samudaya satya. Now, what is the samudaya satya or the noble truth of the suffering is the dukkha satya. Now, noble truth of the cause of suffering is the samudaya satya. That is the tassa samuttapika purima tanha. So there is sati or the five aggregate the samuttapika purima tanha. The tanha, purima tanha mean in the past life tanha. But you need to understand, if Buddha mentioned past life tanha, I told you tanha cannot arise alone. Tanha always associated with avijja. Tanha always associated with the other one is the clinging, upadana, And then in this way you need to understand. So therefore there are five causes. Tanha only mentioned, but you need to understand avijja, tanha, upadana, sankhara, kamma, like five causes are here. Were there in the first life. And tassa means this parigahika sati, right? Tassa samuttapika purima tanha. That means this tanha in the first life, that is the dukkha samudaya satya. And ubhinna nappavatti nirodha satya. If you attain to the nibbana by the arahant path knowledge, so ubhinnang appavati, you can see your dukkha satya object also, you can see your samudaya satya object also. So there arise then nirodha satya object. What is that? Nibbana. So therefore ubhinnang appavati, non-existence of both is the dukkha nirodha satya. And dukkha parijanano samudaya pajahano nirodha arammano ariya maggo magga satya. What is the meaning? Dukkha parijanano, then magga satya, they explain what is the magga satya. Dukkha parijanano, discernment, understanding the dukkha satya. And samudaya pajahano, abandonment of the samudaya or the arising of the causes, and nirodha rammano, taking the nibbana as the object. That is what is called Ariya Maggo. That is the Ariya Magga. Ariya Magga takes the Nibbana as object. So therefore, that is the Magga Satya. So that means all 8 factors of the Ariya Tangika Magga now takes the Nibbana as object. Evan Chatu Satya Vasena Ussakitva Nibbutim Papunatiti. In this way, endeavored by way of the Four Noble Truth, somebody this meditator attains to the Nibbana or attains to the cool, attains to the calm situation. So that is the calm situation. And then idame kassa chatu Iriya patha parigahakassa bhikkhuno yava arahata niyana mukang. So this is the doorway to till attain to the arahantship of the one meditator by way of four posture meditation. So in this way, you need to understand this is the four posture meditation. Don't misunderstand as whatever the usual community says, and you whatever the thing catched by you, that is not the real thing. So this is according to the Buddha's teaching. This is how you want to practice up to Nibbana. Okay, you can ask any question.
Chakraman and walking meditation.
Okay, Chankamana and the walking meditation mean, Chankamana mean you are meditating opening the eye. In the Chankamana mean, for example, if you practice, if you're walking on the walking path by opening the eye, that is the Chankamana. But this is, Chankamana is not the Vipassana meditation. But if you do that thing by closing the eye very slowly, so therefore walking meditation means you want to close the eye. Got it, Dr. Kavita?
Yes, Bhante.
Yeah.
But
Okay. Any question?
Before sitting for meditation regularly also, Chankraman is helpful, Bhante?
Yes. Before sitting for the meditation, sitting meditation, if, for example, if you take the lunch and thereafter you may feel some sleepiness if you sit for the meditation as soon as you take the lunch. But if you do the Chankamana or the what called that is also walking meditation, but opening the eye. Opening the eye, you practice this meditation by whatever the way you walk, by taking the object as whatever the way you walk, and then your sati will be powerful to the meditation, sitting meditation. That's true. Buddha mentioned this thing in Chankamana Sutta.
Bhante, some people do walking meditation with Buddhanusati.
Walking meditation also, some people does the meditation, Buddhanusati and walking meditation, no problem. But opening the eye, it gives little result. Closing the eye only gives the upachara concentration, as if you take the Buddhanusati as the option. Only sitting meditation, or even if you standing posture also, if you close the eye and if you follow the real way how to attain the upachara concentration by way of Buddhanusati, then only you also that also possible, right? That also possible, but little advantage. Yeah.
One question is there.
Yeah. Okay.
Walking, Venerable Bhante, any regular Samat practitioner can know this walking meditation because it appears very high level type.
Again, tell.
Venerable Bhante, any regular Samat practitioner can know this walking meditation because it appears very high level type. Means he's asking that he's a Samat practitioner. So can he do like that?
If you are a Samatha practitioner, that means you want to practice that Samatha meditation object up to Jhana stage first. For example, if you practice at right now, if you practice, what is your object? Pariharya meditation object. If it is Anapanasati meditation, then as a Samatha meditator, you need to practice up to 4th Jhana. And thereafter, you need to practice 4 element meditation, and then Namarupa Paricheda Jnana and Pachaparigga Jnana and so on. Then only you can practice this meditation. This meditation means walking meditation. Walking meditation, then you can practice.
Huh? It is not for Samatha, it is for Vipassana. No? You already
it is for the Vipassana, not for the Samatha meditation. This is for the Vipassana. I told in the beginning also, this is meditation for the Vipassana, not for the Samatha.
Yes.
Yeah. And then no question.
So Bhante ji, we have Madnavi Bhante. This is Milind. So we have to be we have to reach Sankharopeka before we practice the walking meditation. Is that right?
Yes. You want to practice first Sankharopeka, up to Sankharopeka, before practice this walking meditation. Then thereafter only you can attain Nibbana. For example, there is a history in this is a Sri Lankan history. Actually, this is mentioned in Visuddhimagga because now Visuddhimagga came from our Mahāsatipațțhāna. So Mahāsatipațțhāna, according to the Mahāsatipațțhāna, there is a monk. There was a monk who has 60,000 students. So he is the Kammatthānacharya or the meditation teacher for 60,000 students, and 60,000 students. His 60,000 students got the arahantship, but he still didn't attain. And one of his students, what is called the Dhammadinna, not Dhammadinna, right? That is in the Buddha's time, she was there as a Dhammadinna Arahant, but now Dhammadinna Maha Arahant. He's also Arahant. And he took Kammatthāna for him. He gave Kammatthāna for this Mahathera, what is called Mahasiva. This Mahasiva Mahathera also took the meditation path, and within 3 steps he got arahantship. How? Because of the power of the Sankarupeka. Yeah. While going 3 steps, he attained to the Nibbana. Nibbana means arahant path knowledge.
Wow.
That's
Andami Bhante.
Sukhi hotu.
Bhante, I have a question. Maybe this is quite Pali and the most advanced meditation and Dhamma talks. My question is generally just a general question. Since when Buddha, before the enlightenment actually, so he didn't had any knowledges, I mean to say something on the concept of the Nibbana, or maybe whatever the method and whatever we talk about this Sankhara Upeka, all that. So that was arised after he got enlightened. But after he has given all the knowledges towards us, and we practice it, and whatever the knowledges we have, when you are in the practicing phases, we get all these thoughts as a concept. So is that concept will be taken as this knowledge will actually leads us to Nibbana, or how is it? Because the knowledge is, we say it is a bondage. Too much of knowledge is also not required. That's what you usually say.
That is your bias.
What is
Mr.
your
Murali,
opinion?
in this way, yeah, for example, Buddha also practiced this meditation, right? Buddha also practiced this meditation. For example, he attained to the jhana first, and based on the jhana, he attained Chatudhatu Avattana meditation. He practiced, right? He after Buddhahood, after Buddhahood, he attained this jnana. Gradually he attained this jnana, right? Gradually mean in the before the full moon, in the early morning of the full moon day, right? Vesaka day or the May day, and he practiced Pubbe Nivasanosati jnana first, and he practiced thereafter Dibba Chakku jnana. Why? Pubbe Nivasanosati jnana, to see the past lives and takes the Avijja, Tanha, Upadana, Sankara, Kamma like thing. And then he practiced Dibba Chakku jnana. Why? Because based on this Dibba Chakku jnana, all bodhisattvas can see their future lives, but they don't have future lives. But still you want to practice. Thereafter, before that jnana, also Buddha has 4 element meditation and the experience of 4 element meditation, right? And then his past parami also totally past parami also he used totally here. And thereafter he practiced vipassana part by part, or step by step. Not all these vipassana knowledges to the Buddha also comes automatically. It is not the way. He practiced this. That is the bodhisattva's ability. We don't have such type of ability. So after that, after attaining the Sabbanyota Jnana and the Arahant path knowledge, first Arahant path knowledge attained, he got first Arahant path knowledge by eliminating all defilement, and then only in the Magga Jnana you attain, Buddha attained to the Arahant path knowledge, and then Phala Jnana, only Sabbanyota Jnana attained, and the Patisambhida Jnana and the other whole Jnana for the Phala Jnana. So according to you, Buddha not to get this jnana, not to achieve this jnana, like keeping on a tray, like Buddha doesn't achieve. Buddha also taking hard meditation, only Buddha achieve this jnana, not jnana, right? So therefore, again you told jnana, taking jnana also hindrance, but maybe to you it may be hindrance, but in the Visuddhimagga also says, no, sometimes if you can do the both the pariyatti or the learning as well as the meditation, sometimes somebody's that those are not hindrances. For some weak person, those are hindrances. So therefore, if your knowledge is very weak, that then been I mean, not you, everybody's, right? I'm not complaining to you, or I'm not condemning you, right? That means if your meditation knowledge or the sati is not powerful, then to you everything are hindrances. And if your mindfulness is very sharp and powerful to the specific unique object, according to the Buddha's teaching, then you don't need to get, it is not the hindrances for the more to you. Right, Mr. Murali? Yeah. So then, anyway, practice, right? Buddha never achieved this thing as on the tray. He practiced hard. Everybody must practice hard.
Yes,
Okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sadhu.
Okay,
Thank you.
Sukhi Hotu.
Vandami Bhanteji, Vinaya here.
Vinaya, yeah.
Yes, so Bhanteji, a quick question. So we are saying before attaining Nibbana, all 4 postures meditation needs to be done?
No. Not necessarily. Right?
Okay.
Till attain Nibbana, you must do. Till attain Nibbana. Okay?
No, sorry, say that again.
For example, if your parami is more powerful, while walking meditation only you can attain Nibbana. Right? But before that, you need to attain up to Sankhara Upekka. Huh?
No, after Sankhara Upekka, one of the 4 postures meditation will take us to Nibbana, right?
Yes. One of the 4. Or even, for example, if your Nibbana is very delay, then you need to practice all 4. Sorry?
Like Satipatthāna.
Yeah,
At
like
the starting
Satipatthāna.
we do all 4, but at the end with only 1.
Yes. In the Satipatthāna also, you must practice Kayanupassana first, and then Vedananupassana, Chittanupassana, and Dhammanupassana you need to practice. But ultimately, you can take anything. Anything mean Kayanupassana, or Vedananupassana, or Chittanupassana, or Dhammanupassana. In the same way, yeah.
Vandami Bhante.
Sukhi Hotu, Dr. Shital.
Bhante, my question is like when we are practicing our Pariharya Kammatthana, so like in day to day, if I'm trying to walk and getting up to walk, so as you mentioned earlier, we have to keep our Kammatthana all the time, like we have to keep that all the time with us, right? So when I begin to walk, should I just focus, like if I'm doing Anapana, like focus on my breath and then start walking, like, or what would be your guidance, Bhante?
Yeah. Okay, first you want to know this walking meditation is for the Vipassana. Walking meditation means this Iriya patha. Walking Iriya patha is for the Vipassana, not for the Samatha meditation. But still you can practice this Iriya patha, that means walking meditation in the walking path or any place you can practice. That means if you are a Samatha meditation, still you are doing Anapanasati like Pariharya Kammatthana. And then if you cannot sit for a long time, for example, you are tired with the sitting and no concentration, like let's say that is the example. And then you can walk take the walking meditation by opening the eye, but you still focus your breath. That is the focus your breath, and then if you decide that my mindfulness now, maybe I'm not tired, or let's say like the meditator is having some thina midda, sluggishness and sleepiness like thing, and then you can you can walk as a walking meditation, but that is not the meditation here mentioned. That is also you can temporarily you can do that, and after getting rid of this thina midda, you can sit again to do the pariharya meditation, or the current meditation. The pariharya mean which will reach, which is the proximate course to reach to the nibbana. So in that way, Dr. Shita.
Yes, Bhante. Thank you,
Okay.
Bhante.
If you don't have question, we share the merits. Idam me punyang asavakaya vahang hotu. Idam me punyang nibbanasa pachayo hotu. Mama punyang bahagang sabbe sattanam bhajemi. Te sabbe me samang punyang bahagang labantu. Sa.